And I bid you all a jolly good morning, good day, good evening, good night, whatever is chronologically appropriate for you in your part of the world. How y'all doing? I'm feeling gentle and low-key today. I'm going to do my radio voice all day long. No, I'm not. Coffee first. What? This? This is nothing. Don't worry about that. Anything. Just chilling drinking a Coke Zero. Coke Zero. Didn't like it when it first came out. Grew a taste for it eventually. I prefer just the sugar-free Coke, or whatever they call it these days. There's like 17 different kinds of Coke without real sugar in it. The newest one, sugar-free Coke, they just call it. Uses a different kind of sweetener. Excuse me, uses a different kind of sweetener. Actually tastes nearly identical to real Coke with proper cane sugar in it. Close. Not exactly, but close. Good enough to quell the craving. So, okay, thank you for $1.02. Making you
I enjoyed arming James because it's alliterative.
It's Coke Zero. No, Coke Zero is a different thing. You got Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and sugar-free Coke. There might even be a different one. Maybe it's just an Aussie thing. I don't know. But yeah, there's a Coke that's actually no, it's called No Sugar Coke. There you go. No Sugar Coke. Let me control copy, control paste that in the chat. Yeah. Australia said yes to Coke No Sugar, I guess is the official branding. Coke No Sugar. No Sugar is a brand new sugar-free Coca-Cola. I think it tastes more like classic Coca-Cola, but without sugar. Yeah, so it was designed to taste more like proper Coke than Coke Zero or Diet Coke and stuff like that. Stores yeah, started June 16. It's been around for a couple of years. June 16, 2017. What did you launch Coca-Cola New? We think Coca-Cola No Sugar is the best tasting sugar-free cola we've ever made. Product of years of research. Recipes started blah blah blah. Finding a recipe which tastes closer to Coke when we launched Coke Zero in 2006. No Sugar has created more than 5 years of research. I don't know if it says anywhere on the little fact here what kind of sweetener it is. Here we go. Coca-Cola has no sugar in it. Sweetened with the same sugar alternatives as Coke Zero and so it's the same thing. They use the same sweetener as Coke Zero and Diet Coke. It's just a different recipe, I guess, to mask the taste differences. Sugar alternatives, no sugar, most researched in the world. Yeah. So yeah. Hashtag not sponsored. I wouldn't say no to a Coca-Cola sponsorship. Get a big pile of Coca-Cola money and as much Coca-Cola product as I could drink. So I make a lot of stuff. Not just, the soda stuff. Do they do? No, they don't do. What's their energy drink? I haven't had Cokes. They do a couple of different energy drinks. I think one of them's Mother? Yeah, Coke do Mother, don't they? OMG, I've got BluntNate in stereo, man. Well, you don't have me in stereo, because this is a mono mic. Thank you very much, James, coming in with $1.03, knocking Skull Kid out of the top slot.
They make up everything.
Careful with that joke, it's an antique. Yeah, the music may be in stereo. I'm not. Unless something's going wrong with my audio and some reason my mono mic is splitting channels. Am I sounding alright to you guys? I need a Monster or G Fuel. No, I wouldn't accept a sponsorship from G Fuel. Their marketing and honesty around what's in it and what it does for you have not been entirely trustworthy. I don't know how they're doing it these days, but I remember when they started, though, it was just kind of BS. It turned me off big way. I actually told a G Fuel guy to fuck off once. I got an email from them years ago now, I think. Years ago. Back when they were sponsoring just everybody they can get their hands on. And I looked into it, and I went, you know what? Nah, you can just fuck off. No, I haven't tried Razor's respawn drink. No, I actually need to send those guys an email, see if I can get some. I haven't looked at a Razor product in a while. Oh, I know why. Oh wait, that wasn't a Razor product. There's a HyperX mic that I got months ago, and I still haven't made a video for it. I think they might be a bit pissy at me by now. Sorry. I'm being real bad with that this year. I can just see your reply with just fuck off. Yeah, I've done... Oh. Oh. Oh.
Damn it, Jamits.
Damn it, Javits! 10:24 coming in for Skull Kid Ray, thank you very much. Which does mean we have to take a trip back home to the graveyard. I was going to spend a little more time on the Paradise Island here, but I guess we'll go back. Speaking of which, we should pop into the game right about now. I was expecting Leroy. I haven't changed it. I guess Leroy's still on a percentage chance to trigger. Just as you said Leroy there, I remembered, oh yeah, I was going to change that back. But then again, WoW Classic launches in, how many days was it? I just had the counter up on the screen. Let's get the actual precise time, because I don't have it on the scene. In 1 day, 22 hours, 59 minutes, 45 seconds. So I guess I'll leave Leroy there. And the ray tracing is beautiful. It is stunning. Underwater looks cool too. And that right there, that's a properly ray traced reflection of that right there. As you can see, doesn't exist. No, it exists. Yeah, as Skull Kid noticed at the beginning of the stream, I have put a portal over here on Paradise Island because I figured this is where I would come to hunt for Nautilus shells, because it's the only place I could reliably get the Duranda spawn. So now I have 14. Now we have enough to make the thing I needed to make. Did that off stream last night, a little bit this morning as well. Got a few extras. I got like 2 extra this morning. And for some reason my sound isn't working again. It was working when I started the stream, and now it's not. Fantastic. Yep. So weirdly buggy lately. Okay. Well, damn it, I'm going to have to build a desktop PC for ray tracing. Well, either that.
Damn it, like Luke's.
Actually, what are you running on your laptop? Right, where's my portal log? I have to go back to the graveyard. I've lost the portal. It's down here. But yeah, this is the newest version of the ray tracing shader. I'm trying to figure out whether we're getting what's the word I'm looking for? When you look through glass... Refraction. I'm trying to see if we get refraction through the portal. I don't think we are. The portal does cast a purple shadow now, though. I noticed that this morning when I was setting this up. Or, sorry, last night when I was setting this up. If you get the sun in the right position behind the portal... So I did originally have it set up on this end. But I would come out facing the wrong way. So I put it there so I could face that way when I come out of the portal. But yeah, when it was there, because the sun sets back there... sun shines through it, and the ray tracing makes the light purple. It's awesome. Right. Right, so thank you very much again. Giamets515 donating 1024. Apparently trying to get the Leroy thing to trigger again, but put the dial up instead. Went the wrong way. Core i7-7700 CPU. That's the non-hyper-threaded one, isn't it? 4-core, 4-thread, 2.8. Oh no, wait, that is the threaded one. GTX 10. Yeah, but no, that's not going to do this. I mean, actually, I'm thinking of it might. So when I did the experiments on the sitting beside me, my little mini rig here with the Ryzen 5 numbers. The one with the APU in it. 3400G? 3400G. And that's got the Vega 11 GPU chipset in it, and I can do ray tracing on that kind of almost at about 11 to 12 frames per second. GT 1050 at 720p. You might get to maybe 18 frames a second. Ish. Alright, where am I going? I'm going this way. There it is!
Damned. Why am I being damned?
Thank you ever so much again. Irdicologolix. You want that on your standard grave, or do we have a grave for Irdicologolix yet? Well, that's interesting. What's up with the texture there? Alright, we need that out of the way, we need that out of the way. So, we need at least 3 gold blocks. 1, 2, 3. Thing just kicks 1080p gaming easily. Wait, where's scroll back? Helped my brother build a PC last month. AMD 3700X Ryzen RX 5700. Yeah, that's killer combo. I have tested both of those things. Did I test them together? I don't remember. I think I tested them in the same machine at one point. Oh, what's that up there? Did I? I think I've actually put a torch up there. When did I do that? Yeah, AMD's latest generation of CPU and GPUs are... Ooh, they're just delightful. Oh, shit. Shit. Ow. I did use one of your videos to show AMD was the right call.
Why not?
Let's not fall off this time. Alright, 1, 2. Give me that torch. Thank you ever so much, Cookin' Ray! Oh, wait. If you're donating the tenors again, did that mean you get your PayPal thing sorted out? So remember, for the last couple of weeks, you've been having issues with it. I'm gonna need another gold block. Okay, where is Jamets? That's Paul many numbers. That's you. Well, you've been switched up consistency. Oh, random, and then and then ooh. PayPal seems to be playing ball right now. Cool. Coolsy. Glad to see that it gets sorted out. Always a pain in the ass when you have issues with PayPal. Thank you ever so much. Ouch. Went down a bit too quick there. Very, very kind and generous of you. Nice way to start the stream. Also means I can buy some decent coffee today. I'm almost out of coffee. Like I had maybe... Back I go.
Cinco.
Cinco indeed. Cinco. I've never heard the count in Spanish, actually. Oops, that's wrong. That's wrong. Need this. I'll make it symmetrical for the end of the world. Yeah, you couldn't have done that better. Precise. I didn't even make it to the end of the path, I don't think. Did I make it tall enough? I made it exactly tall enough. Too tall. Boink! Thank you again. And I still need to do something about that iron farm. I mean, we're not desperate for iron right now, but every time I see it over there, I'm just thinking, well, that doesn't work anymore. Need to completely change that. Almost out of coffee indeed, yeah. I did mean to go to the shops this morning, because I also need a fresh loaf of bread. So I'm still mostly surviving on jam sandwiches and cheese toasties. In a tight few months. But I do have a couple of invoices that should hopefully be paid this month from some sponsored stuff I did, and that'll help me actually feed myself on proper food again. Hooray! But in the meantime... Coffee fairy returns.
Please, no instant coffee.
Okay, I promise, no instant coffee. I have actually been drinking instant coffee. Where are we? How much was it? $19.99? Wait, hang on a sec. See, I was going to ask if the coffee fairy just wanted to... So I'll do 2 gold blocks or an emerald block, because we're just about there at $20 anyway. But then the coffee fairy would have to out themselves. I'm going to do 2 gold blocks. We had a grave for coffee fairy, didn't we? Did I do a grave for coffee fairy? Was that a Minecraft stream where coffee fairy dropped in last time? I don't remember. We should have a coffee fairy. We'll put it next to my grave. Coffee fairy. Doink. And doink. Hooray! Oh, I need some dye for the sign as well. I feel like we might have made a grave for coffee fairy last time, but wait till morning to find it, because I can't see dick at night time. I'll move the block over to the one next to my grave. It makes sense to have coffee fairy right next to mine. Doink. Alright, let's Blend 43. Actually, I haven't tried Blend 43. Like, there was 2 types of instant coffee I've been drinking, like, the last month or so, because I've been so cash poor. The first one was a slightly fancier one, which is some instant coffee I had on reserve for when I ran out of beans.
Don't think I have a grave in this world. Better change that. Also, why not be top tipper?
Don't you have a grave? I guess it's been a little while since you've been here, isn't it? What was I saying? Oh yeah, the slightly fancier instant coffee from oh god, what is the brand? I was told it was the best choice for his coffee. But then things got real bad. And I had to buy the store brand instant coffee. Home brand or whatever Woolworths store brand is. Which is apparently made in it's some sort of freeze-dried coffee from Germany. It's not good. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not good. That's what I'm drinking right now, actually. It has almost no taste. I mean, you can tell it's coffee, but the flavor profile is not what you would call complex. So, no, Woolworths in Australia is a very, very different thing from Woolworths that you would know about. Let me just do a quick sweep here. To Chamberfing. I'm pretty... Yeah, no, I don't think you do have a grave in this world. I feel like it's been a while since I've typed your name on a sign. Do a quick sweep just in case. Alright, guess not. I need that. I need that for a start. Also, I need a touch of this so I can dye the sign. Also don't need that. Pretty sure I can reach the top of a new grave. Well, let's put you next to Omicron over there and behind Skull Kid over here. How about that? I feel like a good place. Could probably use another grave over here. Put him over here. Blink. Alrighty. Oops. I-P-G-E-M-M. Oh, it's only one M. Oh, it's double F. Jimafeeg. Boink. And... boink. And skadoink. And thank you ever so much. Very kind. Appreciate that. Right, chicken already. Respect, chicken! Absolutely despise instant coffee with microgranules. Just leave them out. Good fresh. I don't know what microgranules are. Whatever that is, haven't seen it on a label here. I think I've been following Twitch much. Yeah. Hope you're well, though. Hope you're doing well. You look like the hairy version of Kelly. Don't know who that is, but hopefully that's a compliment. Oh, did I dye the coffee fairy? I think I did. Sure did. Actually, let's do another sweep and make sure that whether or not I did put a coffee fairy grave down. Didn't see it just then when I did that little sweep. NRQ, Skull Kid, Jammerfig, Omicron. We got Cerberus over there. Got Sweetie. Trini. Oh, I guess I didn't. Might not have been a Minecraft stream. Last time we had Coffee Fairy in. Oh well. Microgranules is apparently a thing now. Nescafe are pushing it with all the new ones. Basically coffee bean dust. But they have no good reason whatsoever. Coffee bean... Ooh. No. I guess coffee bean dust is to make it taste a bit fresher. Rather than just freeze-dried stuff, but I don't know. Feels like it would leave just a silt at the bottom, right? No root for Coffee Fairy? No root for Coffee Fairy, because coffee is the absolute opposite of resting in peace. Coffee is designed to stop you resting. Stop you being peaceful. That's my excuse. That was planned. It's not because I forgot because I'm an idiot. It's what you call headcanon. Alright, got a couple of spare of these. I did get more, but I jammed them together to heal them up, because when you get them off the thing, they're normally broken, but I think there's like 5 or 6 different tridents all smushed together there. And the anvil. Might as well cook this up as well while we're here. Pop that there. Go ahead and plop my squiddy poos in there. Fence work. Block work. And grab that. And we'll make conduit! Oink. And with 6 left over. Not quite enough for a second conduit, but still. Right, now... I'll just pop that there. There we go. Conduit. Now I can breathe underwater in my base. We'll find a place to put that when I decide where I want to build an underwater thing. I haven't quite decided yet. Probably it's just going to be in this lake, though. This is a nice deep lake, plenty of room to build stuff. Nice close to base. Don't know what we're going to build under here. We thought about doing an underwater library, but I've changed my mind on that. Because I want to do a just enormous library. I want to do the biggest library I've ever done. Big brain building. And this just isn't enough space to do that. But we'll build something down here. Also put the conduit there. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's put the conduit there. We can always move it if we need to. Let's go put the conduit down there. No, yeah, no one wants to kill the coffee fairy. Yeah. It's not really a... It's not a grave, then it is a monument. Alright, we'll just do the prismarine blocks because we've got more of those than anything else. Doesn't have to be pretty. What about turning the top off a plug into a library? I did consider that too, but I kind of like his head being clear, like the rest of him. Well, except for his legs, but his legs are dark anyway. That kelp doesn't seem to be growing anymore, does it? I wanted it all to grow to the top, so they're all source blocks, but we might have to replant or something. Bailey, how you doing? Early ground coffee would have dust in it, so adding the coffee dust may give the instant mouthfeel like the quality of coffee is imitating. Yeah, possibly something like that. I'll give it a go if I find it. Like I said, I haven't seen it anywhere yet, but... I'll actually bury the conduit. Ow. Oh, right. Now you spawn here. Haven't seen a single drowned in this pond since I started this world. The instant I get enough stuff, suddenly they spawn. Screw you, Minecraft. Alright, and it's been a while since I've done this. Oh, it has to be wider than that, doesn't it? Not enough to get it ticking yet? Am I doing this right? I think I'm doing that right. Absolutely pointless if I have to drink instant. I just want it to be clean. Yeah. What have I done wrong here? Oh wait, it has to... There it is. It's too close to the bottom is the problem. There we go. Gilsies. Now we can breathe underwater. And I don't think it made stuff any brighter. I don't think the shader cooperates with that. Oh, actually, it did seem to make things brighter up the top level here. Or is that just because it's sunset? We'll have to wait till daytime to see if it's actually affected. Alright, where are we? Just fill in the rest of this so it doesn't look so weird. You can do that without affecting it, can't we? There we go. Might change... I'll change one of those center blocks for a sea Latin. Just so it sort of looks like it's glowing and stuff. Goodness gracious, it gets dark. Wrong box. There we go. See how that looks at night. Just looks so rich, doesn't it? This time of day. Nice low sun. Everything just looks so rich. Glorious. Okay, so that's that done. We can breathe under the lake. We can build something under there as easily as we like when we decide what we actually want to build there. Yeah, in photography's parlance, golden hour. That type of lighting. Now before the sunset, now before the sunrise. Golden hour. And where am I putting the... There we are. Clean inventory, clean mind. Right. Now, decision time. Where are we going to put the enormous library? It's going to be big. Maybe I'm thinking behind the town here. I thought about putting it over the lake, but that was when it was going to be much smaller. And if we built it over the lake, it would just basically cover the lake. I don't think I'm going to do that. So maybe... Ooh. Why do we have a kid? We should have reached max population already. Someone died? Did someone wander off? Why do we have a new... Oh well, doesn't matter. We've got enough golems to take care of anything that needs anyway. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe we put the entrance to the library here and then build it all the way back. Or maybe, do we build the entire library outside of the town? Do I want villagers wandering the library is the next question. Keep forgetting about this goober sticking his head through the roof. Oh, got a loose piece of string. Boink. Let's get up on the lookout and sort of lay the land. Underground library, like the one from Avatar Last Airbender. Actually, I already have built an underground library. We did that in the last Java world, like 2 worlds ago. It was underneath the entire town. Well, not the entire town, but... I mean, it wasn't that big, but it was certainly underground. Yeah, I'm thinking from there, maybe all the way across to there, just a huge building. Put the entrance about where that dirt block is, maybe. maybe we have a double entrance. We'll have a little iron door way out to get there. We'll path out. Path out from where? Or I could stop work and do this.
Why, Mr. Anderson? Why do you do it? Why get up? Why keep fighting? Do you believe you're fighting for something?
Mr. Anderson. Why? Why do you persist? And you hear about how we're getting a new Matrix movie? And not a reboot, like was rumored like maybe last year or early this year. There was rumors about a reboot. No, we're getting an actual Matrix 4. They're probably going to call it 4.0 or something. And Neo and Trinity are coming back. That'll be interesting. I wonder if they're going to do what they're doing with the Terminator film and just kind of ignoring the ones that people hate and pretending it's a sequel to the first one. So trying to wrap my head around how exactly I resurrect him. Well, we can go a couple of different ways, I guess. Went too high. Alright. Let's go, Ray. Thank you ever so much again. $10.24. Mega tip! Thank you ever so much. Have a little bit of respect, chicken. Every time I see this monster, we show in the Java version. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the good news is, if you get an RTX card, NVIDIA are doing an official RTX ray tracing shader for the Bedrock edition, which is the edition you've got, if I remember correctly, right? Windows 10 Bedrock. And this texture pack I'm using is also available on the Windows 10 Minecraft storefront, and the other, Bedrock platforms for that matter, because that's the point. So you can use this texture pack in combination with the eventual release of NVIDIA's ray tracing shader and get something that looks close to this. It will be real interesting to see that. So, of course, I own both versions and many more versions of Minecraft. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it performs, because I watched some demo footage out of Gamescom of it. Doesn't seem like it performs that much better than this, given equivalent hardware. Even though they've got hardware acceleration and things like that, it's strange. Actually, close that door or open it again. Okay, let's. I've got some metal doors. Grab one of those. And I'm gonna need a bouton. Un petit bouton. Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Oh. The new version of the shader, the colors of the sun shining through Blag are much more saturated than they were. Sweet. That's a much more intense blue than it was when we first built him. Yeah, that yellow's even more intense as well. Nice. Alright, we might as well stick around until sunset so we can sleep away the night. Ooh, even up here. The green of his head. What up, Curly? Trinity is dead. There's no resurrecting. Well, I mean, maybe there's a digital copy of Trinity. It's a movie. They can make any stupid excuse they like. Or maybe Carrie Moss is just going to play a different character altogether. Maybe she just has the shape of Trinity. But she's actually a program. Or who the fuck knows. I just hope it's a fun movie. Oh wait, I keep forgetting I don't have to actually wait. So I've got the little data pack thing here. I could just do that. I feel like, do I have a path option out here? So I'm just looking for a convenient place to kind of branch off a path to the back wall. What I might have to do is do a little path through here. I want to really get rid of that tree though. Go wandering around the back here. We'll extend this wall out to get us more room through here, and we'll do a path up through here. And there's that tree we have to get rid of. And then two paths parallel together there. Seems a bit awkward. I guess we'll figure it out as we come. Could always do an underground path, actually. There's a thought. We could do a little kind of entrance thing here, or flat entrance here, and just go do a little underground path. A little glass enclosed underground garden or something. Or we could do it from inside one of the houses. What do you reckon, big guy? Yeah, we've got a few options. But for now, where you going, chicken? What am I doing? Damn, I don't have enough stuff to make a stair. Right, so first things first. Let's just kind of level it off to display. With ray tracing, you think realistic rainbows would be possible? You mean like physically based rainbows? Possible, yes. Practical, no. Because you would have to render each individual moisture droplet in the air in order to refract the light through it in order to generate an actual physically based rainbow. You could certainly do it, but the performance would be atrocious. Give it a few years. Yeah, give it quite a few years. Tell you what, the latest version of the shader took a bit of a performance hit. Because he changed the way the shader works in a kind of relatively fundamental way so we could do more accurate light with things that aren't full blocks, like stairs and slabs and stuff, which makes everything look even more proper and realistic than before, but I lost about 15 frames a second. I was about 45 on version 8 of the shader. Now it's version 9, I'm back down to about 30 again. Still fully playable, but I do feel it slightly. I mean, you guys at your end have always been watching the ray trace streams at 30 frames a second. Because when I first started using this pack, I was using the same machine to stream and run the game, and just had to go to 30 in order to give enough CPU for the stream to work. I could implement a prism-shaped block of glass that disperses the colors. I mean, I'm not sure whether Minecraft itself would support that with the way that it handles how things exist. But yeah, in a ray tracing situation, it's entirely possible to do. Alright, let me think about dimensions here. I think we might go... Wait, what was that? Was that... It's a wild cat. Meow! Off he goes. On his little cat adventures. Yeah, I think we'll come to about here-ish. We'll end up with a sort of jag in the wall there. Yeah, so we'll come to the edge of this. We'll keep it at this height, I think. We'll do stilts for everything that overhangs. Don't know if it'd be useful, but it would look cool. Yeah, well. That's a lot of stuff in video games. I mean, I could see something like that working for a puzzle game that involved ray tracing and sort of getting light to behave in certain ways to solve puzzles. Using a prism to split light to activate a certain sensor in a certain place in the wall and things like that. You'd have to turn the prism to get the purple part of the spectrum on the sensor, and you know. You could do a really quite interesting puzzle-based game using some ray tracing tricks. Almost wish I hadn't said it out loud so I could sell the idea to someone who knows how to make a game. Oh yes, sorry headphone users, by the way. The Tricapitator data pack. Let's make a noise. I would actually be kind of surprised if an indie guy out there somewhere wasn't already working on a puzzle game that used cool ray tracing stuff, now that it's actually sort of easy to implement, or easier to implement than ever before, thanks to NVIDIA and their where did these leaves go? Their RTX stuff. Alright. I'll give the trees a break for now. Save you guys ears. I think we can leave all this as it is. Might need to do something about this mountain though. Yeah. Let's go back up to the lookout tower and sort of get a bird's eye of this again, trying to figure out where I want the other side to come to. Don't have a button on this side, do I? Oops. Slight oversight. Oh, what RTX card are you using? I'm actually not using an RTX card for this game. I mean, there is an RTX card installed in my main machine, which is running the stream, but this game is actually running on a different machine because of the CPU needs of this particular shader. Make it a little tricky to stream and run on the same machine and maintain a good frame rate. So the machine this Minecraft is actually running on is a Ryzen 5 2600 paired with a GTX 1080, 16 gig of... there we go. I've got a command for it. Move on. Yeah, so the secondary gaming rig is the one actually running the game. So if the reason you're asking is because you believe ray tracing can only be done on RTX cards, you've been misled by NVIDIA's marketing. Ray tracing has actually been around for decades. It's been entirely possible to do in software for decades and decades. The only reason we haven't seen it in games is because it's very, very intensive, and it's only recently we've had enough CPU power to run software-based ray tracing in a game like Minecraft. Which is also why NVIDIA brought out the RTX cards, because doing it in hardware saves the strain on the CPU. I'm not saying the RTX cards are useless, they're not. They're awesome. But you don't need one to run this shader. So yeah, I think we're going to have to get rid of that mountain there. I think the library's going to impinge on that. I'm going to come all the way out to here. I want this to be friggin' huge. It's going to wind up to be, what, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 chunks wide? We're going to go back to at least about there. Should make sure we have plenty of windows on this side too, so we can see the lava flows. Interesting, did not know that. Yeah, you're not alone. A lot of people are under the assumption that NVIDIA kind of invented ray tracing. It's absolutely not true. They did invent special hardware for their new graphics cards that accelerate ray tracing, make it much easier to do. You know, they've got dedicated hardware, just that you know, its only job is to think about how light works. And that makes ray tracing much more practical and easier to do in a lot of games. But you absolutely 100% never needed an RTX card for ray tracing. And yeah, like I said, and just to make it absolutely clear, I'll repeat myself, this shader, this PTGI Minecraft shader, which is currently still in experimental stages, it's still being worked on. This does the path tracing kind of ray tracing, and it does it entirely in software. You do still need a pretty beefy PC to do it, because it's very intensive to do. Takes a lot of CPU brain, GPU brain to run it. Like, even with this Ryzen 2600 and 1080, even that combination, which will monster 1080p games easily, still, even that struggles to get to, you know, struggles to get above 30 frames a second in this particular version. In the previous version of the shader, which used a slightly different method to do the lighting, I got to about 45 frames a second. So yeah, as you can see, doing it in software is pretty intensive, even for a game like Minecraft. But yeah, ray tracing has been around for literally decades. You've seen it countless times without even realizing it. Like, it's very often used in pre-rendered stuff. I mean, you've probably seen it in every Pixar movie you've ever seen. Don't know why Tree Capita didn't work on this one, but I took it down manually. Here's the last logs. Wonder how this would look for Bedrock. Well, I mean, there is sample footage of NVIDIA's ray tracing solution for Bedrock out of Gamescom. A few of the bigger YouTube channels like Digital Foundry, they've got like a 20-minute video up when they're just wandering around going, "Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this!" Well, the issue with Digital Foundry is I don't think the guys who make those videos actually play Minecraft, because they say a few dumb things about how Minecraft works and things like that, and you're like, no. I guess there were no logs left. Let the leaves decay. Not been about. Ray tracing has been available to consumer. I mean, you can do ray tracing yourself. In fact, I did a little bit of ray tracing back in college. There was a computer graphics design course. I didn't take it, but I had a friend who took it. And we sat down and did a thing once, and we ray traced the scene. It was a basic test scene that he did. It was like a coffee table with some mugs and, you know, cutlery and stuff on it. And it was for a project, and that was ray traced. But a single frame of that. Was it animation or was it just, I think it was just a still frame actually. It took a day. It took like 18 hours to render. This was back in the days of, what would it have been? Maybe a Pentium 2 or something at the time. So yeah, like I said, it's only been relatively recently that consumer level hardware has been powerful enough to do it in real time in a practical sense for a video game. Those trees there. Or do we? Do we take this entire mountain down or just some of it? Let's try some of it first. Let's carve it off to about here. Shape in the rest and see how we go. Hang on a sec. Do we have a cave here? Or just a hollow bit? Where's that ghost block? Where is it? Ghost block here somewhere jamming me up. Whatever. It's Saruman, he's trying to bring down the mountain. Well, I wonder how far we are from... Was it Amazon? Who were doing a Lord of the Rings TV series? I think it was Amazon, right? I wonder how far away we are from that these days. Also out of D23, we're getting a She-Hulk TV series. We're getting a Ms. Marvel TV series. We're getting another season of Star Wars Clone Wars. We're obviously getting the Kenobi show that was rumored. That's been confirmed now. Lots of real cool stuff got announced at D23. And I think we were talking about this a couple of days ago, actually. But yeah, I'm more convinced than ever that Disney Plus is going to be a real good value. Which makes me even happier that they're actually deciding to launch it in Australia. Because, you know, Netflix took quite some time to get to Australia. So it's not going to be aired on TV. It's Disney streaming service, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly okay with that because there's probably at least half a dozen shows that are coming to Disney Plus that I'm really going to watch. And there's probably going to be a whole bunch of stuff on there that I'm going to want to rewatch on a regular basis. And who knows what else is coming down the line, so yeah. I feel like it's a pretty strong lineup. And I don't think I'm going to have to and ah much about whether or not it's going to be worth it to subscribe to Disney Plus. Especially if they go sort of Amazon's route and tie in that subscription with a whole bunch of other stuff. Which got me thinking, because last night or this morning, I got an email saying that my Marvel account which I haven't used in. I didn't even remember I had one, but I must have made one years ago when I was trying out their comic reader app. I got an email saying, "Oh, your Marvel app thing, you're not going to sign in with your username anymore. You're going to have to use your email instead of your username when you sign in." I went, "Oh, that's a weird change." And I kept reading the email, and I was like, "Yeah, it's going to be the same account you use across a bunch of different Disney services." I went, "Oh, one unified email login for a whole bunch of other Disney services. I wonder if my Disney Plus subscription is going to let me read a whole bunch of comics on their app and stuff as well." Yeah, another fucking streaming service. I'm not happy about that. But in the world where we just accept that as a fact, and whining about it isn't really going to change it, Disney is a priority. Like if I was making decisions on which ones I just had to do, Disney, Netflix, and Amazon. Probably in that order, actually. Like I'll keep my Amazon Prime subscription because it gives me, the freebie sub here on Twitch, and some other sort of useful things, the Amazon Prime shipping and all that kind of stuff. But I actually don't watch a lot of the streaming service. I mean, I do certainly use it, but not nearly as much as I do Netflix. Mainly because their Apple TV app for the Amazon video service is kind of crap. Navigation is terrible. So chunky, clunky. And one login to rule them all, yeah. That's pretty much it. But yeah, like I said, I'm hoping that's kind of a precursor to having sort of my Disney Plus subscription just become a Disney Everything subscription. Because that sort of yet another streaming service thing is one of the reasons why I don't subscribe to any of the comics stuff. Because there's one for DC, there's one for Comixology, there's one for Marvel, there's one for... Is Dead Horse still do, Dark Horse still do their own thing, or have they gone now? But yeah, once... What the fuck are you doing? Was that a villager? Is that a mountain climbing villager I just saw? Weird. My villagers might be trying to escape. What was I saying? I forgot. Netflix, not so much. Not enough variety to watch. Well, the thing with Netflix in Australia is because our streaming services are different, Netflix gets stuff that isn't on Netflix elsewhere. Because they're just one of a few different streaming services in Australia. For the Australian market, they license stuff that wouldn't normally get... Like, where they come from doesn't necessarily have a streaming service exist in Australia. Like that HBO stuff for a while. I think HBO have licensed themselves to a different streaming service in Australia now, but they had some stuff. But yeah, it's all just a mess. It's just a mess. Oh, yeah, I was talking about comic subscriptions, yeah. Yeah, like if there was just one. Just one sort of... If Comixology... Who owns Comixology these days? I think they got bought out by someone, didn't they? Is it Amazon? No, it's not Amazon. Yeah, if Comixology just had everything like they used to, before DC and Marvel kind of split off into their own services and started slicing up the content into different subscription services, I'll be happier. So I don't even know whether Comixology does the subscription service. Are they still buy it piecemeal? You just pay for the stuff you want, just flat out pay it instead of subscription service stuff? Or do they do both? It's been a while since I've looked into it. remember early this year I bought a bunch of graphic novels on Comixology. Like I read through the God, I can't remember the name of it. Nope, it's gone. God, why can't I remember the name of that fucking comic? God damn it, science. Bring on cyborg enhancements for memory. And a back replacement while you're at it. To upgrade your brain to an SSD. It's not the speed of recall, it's the recall itself. I think my file system's corrupted. I need a good defrag. Like my memory itself is not bad. It's the recall that's bad. The information is still there, I just can't get to it. Should have got an apple brain. Yeah, this my brain is my brain is all DOS 5. Windows 3.1. Set up a raid system of redundancies. Injustice is the one I was thinking of. My brain kept wanting to say Infamous, and I was like, nope, it's not Infamous. That's a different thing. Yeah. The Injustice run. I bought all of that on Comixology and read it through early this year, from beginning to end. There's also a few more things. Death of Superman I read through again, and Return. Also got that on Comixology early this year and read through all of that again. And it was as good as I remember it, so hooray! Welcome back, Tito. I found the keystring couldn't play on PC, so I had to switch to phone. I'm trying to remember the last time I actually had an issue with Twitch. Like, there's often people in chat saying, oh, Twitch keeps crashing, or Twitch wouldn't work, or Twitch... I've been lucky with Twitch, I think. Right. I think we can stop at this level, because that's where we're going to be anyway. I still can't believe Twitch doesn't have a fucking Apple TV app yet, though. No idea why. I'd love to be able to watch streams on my Apple TV. I mean, I've got a PC hooked up to the main TV. I've got my little Intel Nook, so it's not like I can't watch streams on the TV, but I have to change inputs and I have to grab the keyboard, and it's a fuss. Where are we at? Do Twitch app on iPad, AirPlay Apple TV. Yeah, but then I have to have the damn thing plugged in, and latency gets a bit weird sometimes. I've done it. It's also very often the case that when I am watching the big screen TV, I'm using the iPad for other stuff anyway. I'll have something on TV and then I'll be browsing or emailing on the iPad, so using the iPad itself to stream Twitch is a bit counterproductive. Alright, how far back do we want to come? To the edge of this lake, maybe? Or the edge of this mountain? She might be deep enough. Yeah. We'll put a floor down, see how we go. Which Twitch was on the damn Switch? Yeah, that too. Twitch on the Switch would be nice. Let's put down... Yeah, that feels like a decent enough gap. Ready? So that'll be leg number 1. Just bury one there so we know where we are. Hey, kitty cat. Hi, kitty cat. And we'll come all the way back, actually. Go. Yeah. I reckon about here-ish. Is that where we were at? Feel like we're pretty close. Could have been half in the mountain. Could have. Didn't want to. Okay, so we're 2 blocks off. Hurry now. Monsters spawn out here. And safe. Right. Next question. What materials are we going to make the library out of? I might go a dual material thing. We'll do like the kind of the bottom floor, I guess, out of stone stuff, and then do wood above that. have though. I need to degarb in a big way. Throw that. Don't need that. 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 Don't need that. Don't need that. Oops. Well, Night Crusade, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today. T-Dog, thank you for the host. Okay, clean inventory in mind. Almost clean inventory anyway. Right. So, I think regardless of what we do the outside, I think we'll just make the floor how are we doing for dark oak? We do have a dark oak production series going here, don't we? Is that you? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's do sort of the floor in dark oak. That way if we put a carpet down like we often do in the libraries, it's going to be a real big contrast. Need a bit of lava just throw stuff into? Well, I mean that's the cool way to do it, but they also just despawn on their own within 5 minutes, so... I do have an automated lava-based garbage disposal unit kind of thing over by the zombie farm. And myself, not doing too bad. Not too bad. Alright. Exciting part is happening right now. Putting a great big floor down. You all ready for this excitement? I wish building ones were a thing in vanilla. I think we'll do the library a little bit like we did the town in that we'll have kind of a veranda thing going. And start the actual building back a little bit. Do a little cafe or something. And people sit outside. Libraries so often have cafes near them these days. Coffee and reading. I stretched the height of that a fair bit, didn't I? Why did I not build that all the way back up? Oh, it's fine. I can fill it back in later. It's just a marker for now anyway. The hype for WoW Classic is building. All the channels I've been poking in on, sort of to get my feet into the game and start understanding some of the mechanics and things like that, are just pouring out as much last minute content as they can, riding that hype train. Actually, come to think of it, tonight I'm going to sit down and actually draw out a plan of exactly how I'm going to level. What abilities I'm going to learn, in what order, things like that. So if I don't do that and make the decision on the spur of the moment, I know I'm going to fuck something up. I need to go on with the plan. Especially as a noob. I need to create a build. My rogue. Slitty the rogue. Is this big enough? I guess once we do multiple floors, that'll be big enough. So I'm going to do at least, I think, 3 floors. It's going to be huge. Biggest library I've ever built. Herbalism and alchemy for the professions. I'm actually thinking of herbalism and skinning. At least at the beginning. At least for the first 10 levels or so. Just because that brings in a bunch of easy money. Alchemy I'm probably going to need later. For, you know, the special tea that rogues rely on. But I think for at least the first 10 levels, leatherworking is going to hand in a lot more spare coin. Especially with, you know, grinding out low-level mobs for the extra XP and things like that. For the shulker box with wood you're going to need it? Certainly am. But, you know, base is just over there, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I probably should just bring a shulker box full of dark oak logs. Save me going back and forth. Let's remember it's a good idea to skip some spell ranks. Yeah, that's that kind of stuff that I need to make notes on. Because there's some stuff that, you know, seems good on paper, but isn't actually that practical to use. And sort of the way I was building my character in the stress tests is not really the way I'm going to wind up playing, I don't think, now that I've done a little more research. What was it? I think it was Eviscerate. I'm going to swap out for something else. I don't know exactly what it was. I have made some preliminary... I've got some bookmarks. I need to check back in on, make some proper notes. Some build guide stuff and advice guide stuff, and try and figure out where I want to sort myself out within that. But yeah, there's certainly some stuff there that either it's not worth learning or it's not worth initially leveling up past the level 1 rank because the that's weird. Because the benefit isn't, you know, it's like a 1% increase or something, and is it really worth it? More than something else at the time. When everyone's early game, they want their battle flasks from an alchemist, and they'll sell for shitloads. But you get to level up alchemy at the same time. Yeah, there is that too. Like I said, I've got some decisions to make, some finalization to do. Following a guide, others will too so have another plan in place. Just moving on can work out. What? Let me read that again. If following a guide, others will too so have another plan in place. Yeah, I'm not gonna just flat out follow a guide because that doesn't seem very interesting. I've got a couple of different guides and stuff bookmarked, so I'm going to listen to what they say and why, you know, listen to their explanations of why they've built their guide the way they have, and sort of figure out if that's going to suit my particular playstyle and my personality and my, you know, the sort of role I want to play as a rogue, things like that. Yeah, I'm not just going to copy paste a guide and go, well, that's the formula. That's how to win. No. That doesn't seem interesting to me. So I'm not intending to play WoW as, you know, super hardcore, you know, dungeon running, do the math kind of guy. I want to actually have fun. But also don't want to paint myself into a corner where I just can't be useful. So. Or as useful as I should be when in a group.
People turn up the bass.
Should bring a bed out here too. Yeah, I'm not going to sort of power level or anything like that either. Just going to take things nice and gentle. Do a lot of fishing. I like fishing. In video games, at least. I haven't actually been fishing in real life since I was a kid. Wow. Late teens, I guess. Yeah, like 2 decades ago at least. I do like fishing in a lot of different video games, depending on the mechanic that they put in. Fishing in Minecraft is good. Fishing in Stardew Valley is misery. Absolute misery. Fishing in WoW is pretty good. I did do a little bit of that in the stress tests. I don't think I did any on stream, except to test it out. Yeah, off stream, for the first stress test, I spent like an hour and a half just sitting in a little pond next to Stormwind. Just fishing. Chilling and fishing. That ghost block is still here somewhere. There it is. Really hope they fix that ghost block thing soon. Quite annoying. Not fishing in WoW can be pretty profitable. Yeah, well that's the thing in WoW as well. It can be quite profitable. It's not just a nice chill way to get some idle XP and just chill out while you chat to friends and whatnot. It's actually useful to do because some of those fish are quite sought after for various recipes and boosts and shit like that. Fishing in yeah, how does the fishing work in Fire Emblem Three Houses? I know nothing about that game. Virtually nothing new. Sorry about that, my topics. No, it's alright. We got there in the end. Yeah, my brain is particularly sensitive to grammar and punctuation sometimes. It's part of being on the spectrum. I think. My brain just gets all kinds of jammed up if things aren't written precisely correctly. I mean, we saw that a bit yesterday in Dragon Quest Builders 2, where I had so much trouble reading the dialogue that was written with a lisp from one of the monster characters, where they all speak with lisps. I have huge amounts of trouble passing that in my little brain cave. Pretty sure I've actually been tested for dyslexia. It's not as far as the test said, I wasn't dyslexic. So, but yeah, it can certainly be a problem for dyslexics as well. But in my case, it's just it's part of being on the autism spectrum thing. I think there's a lot of issues people with autism face are about things not happening in the way they should be or are accepted to be. Like some people with autism really can't deal with change. Like they have to wear the same thing every day. You know, they've got their outfit, their favorite t-shirt, shit like that. And language is a bit like that with me. Written language, at least. Dyspraxic, dyslexic, and have autistic tendencies. Yep. Luckily for me, I'm not deep in the spectrum. It's caused me some issues throughout my life, but I'm pretty high functioning. Could be worse. When I was a WoW noob, I found looking at popular character builds and working out why the specific spells and talents were used. Yeah, that's exactly my plan, Jamets. I'm not looking at just a forum post that goes, do these spells in this order. It's mostly video stuff I've got bookmarked, and it's mostly stuff where they explain why they're making the choices they're making in the particular build. Well, if you do this, then the result is this, and it causes this, and it's useful for this. And if that... Well then!
Wow, classic. You are prepared.
Thank you ever so much for your extreme generosity there, Night Crusade. And I think... Oops. Of course! That's first time donating for you? Certainly first time in Minecraft at least, because you need a grave. I don't remember typing your name on a gravestone yet, so let's go make that happen. I was saying a thing. I forgot what the thing was. Right, yeah, the WoW guide things. I'm not like I said, I'm not just going to follow a formula. I'm not just going to follow a build recipe. I want to understand why that recipe is the way it is and make any changes that I feel appropriate for the way I feel like I would play. It's also part of the fun of games like that, is understanding your character and why it's built the way it is. What am I doing for diamond? Keep forgetting my own formula. Diamond lock for a $50. $50 Where are we going to put you? Jeffy, I was saying before I needed another grave up here, didn't I? Would you... I don't know. Where's a nice aesthetic balance? Maybe on the other side, actually. The near side. Get over here. Yeah, right here, I think. Yeah, put you right here. And I forgot to get the dye again, didn't I? Get some dye. So WoW is D&D. In some respects, yeah. I mean, WoW is influenced by Dungeons & Dragons, as are most role-playing games to some extent, because, obvious. But yeah, rolling a character can be a very D&D-like experience in understanding it. R.I.P., let's spell it right. Night Crusade, one capital. N-I-G-H-T. Crusade, right? You don't have any weird spelling? C-R-U-S-A-D-E? C-R-U-S-A-D, yep. Okay, spelled like it should be. Boink! Diet. Diamond it! Bow to it. I'm not hungry enough for respect, chicken, but yeah. There we go. Your grave reflects the coffee fairy grave. A little gold in there. Hooray for ray shaders! Ray shaders? Ray tracers. Ray tracing shaders. God, good lord. I'm just going to end the stream. I've lost the ability to form a sentence. That's the second time, but yes, you are correct. Last month from drink. Ah, there we go. Yeah. That's when my brain was getting hooked up. So you have absolutely done it before, but this is the first time in Minecraft. So, you need a fresh grave. Because that's the gimmick we do around here. Because we can. Where'd you get those rainbow wings from? Whose stuff is that? What have we got here? Pride give. Oh, they're just standard Pride ones? I haven't seen those ones before. Huh. Coolsies. I like the Pride wings more than I like the Pride give. Pride give looks a bit weird somehow. I don't know why. Maybe it's the implication. Give. Oh, what? Hey, what's going on here? I just found out why we had a newborn villager. This guy made his way out of the village somehow. How? He must have made his way through my storage facility, up my stairs, out my bedroom, into the wild, and somehow is still alive. You tenacious little fucker. Some of my farmers too, look at him. Wait, are you a farmer? Yeah, you got the farmer hat, don't you? Yeah. Fisherman. He wanted access to the water. That's all he wanted. Righto. Enjoy your fishing. Good luck surviving. I'm not going to help you. You made your way out of here easy enough. Oh, okay. No, my bed. Oh, you... Apparently villagers can get into bed before players can. He stole my fucking bed. Get out, you cunt. What a prick. I leave a bed in this house over here. I don't think I did. Yeah, I took the bed out of that house because I didn't want the villagers to come all the way down here. I wanted them to group up together while they were breeding. There we go. I'll sleep next to this guy tonight. Thanks, Paul. For the bits. Oh, bloody hell. Get out of my face. Just because I slept next to you doesn't give you that kind of privilege. It was a platonic nap. Settle down there, guy. Actually, while I'm here, might as well grab some more dark oak. I was lucky enough to get all of them. Ah, sweet. Can't believe that guy stole my bed. I knew what he was after too. He came back inside and he made a beeline for it, but nope. Apparently the game prioritizes villagers over players when it comes to who gets to sleep in the bed. Didn't know that. That's new information right there. God damn it, Mojang. I mean, it's funny. It's not terribly convenient, but it's funny. That's all we can make for now. Don't have enough room for anything else. Right, back into the rhythm. Happens to me all the time. I get tongue-tied. Stumble over my words. Yeah. Yeah, my mouth can run faster than my brain at times. Or possibly my brain is running too fast on my mouth because it stumbles over all the possible options a sentence could form. And then my mouth goes, I'll just pick one. Nope, wrong one. Try again. Someone has been sleeping in my bed. I did have porridge this morning, actually. That was just right. Well, it was oats, but oats and porridge can be interchangeable, depending on how you make it and where your base language is at. Porridge in Australia tends to be slightly runnier than your standard oats, though. And it's usually cooked the slow way as opposed to the quick oats that I have. It's not taking as long as I thought. I'm getting there. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go bigger. We're going to go much bigger. Probably double the size back, I think. By the time we get walls and stuff in here, there's not going to be that much room for shelves. Chill. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm actually going to throw some lights around here so we don't get spider spawns and all that kind of crap under here. So that's a mistake I made with the village. I had to go back in afterwards and go underneath the whole village and fill it in. So we're getting spider spawns under there. Nope. Right, where was I? Nope. Alright, hands up in the chat who watched Invader Zim Into the Florpus on Netflix. And of those of you with your hands up, who were fans of the original series? I'm both. I've been a fan of John Vasquez's work since the beginning, actually, when he was his first comic, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Picked it up at random one day. Loved the art style. Don't want to be all hipster about it, but I was into his work before he was cool. On the list. If you're a fan of the original show, you should definitely watch it. It definitely keeps the right spirit. I found it super fun. Got a few good laughs out of it too. Absolutely maybe want to rewatch the entire series over again, which I'm gonna do soon because I'm nearly done with Buffy. And I'm about halfway through Star Trek Next Gen. I'm sort of a third of the way through the final season of Buffy right now. It's just starting to get interesting. I forgot how kind of wishy-washy the first sort of 8 episodes or so of the season 7 of Buffy was. It takes them a while to get to the rhythm. By the end of that, it's damn good. Through Zim again. Then I don't know, I've made up my mind what's next. Battlestar Galactica is still on the list to rewatch before the end of the year, but I don't really want to overlap that with Star Trek at the same time. Don't do this to me. Also moderated list. Still on Star Trek Next Gen. It's good. I'm deep into the good bits of Next Gen right now, and the show got really good. The first season is a bit second season they're starting to find their feet. Third is damn good. By the fourth season on, there's some just top stuff. I've got Discovery 2 to watch. Also Sabrina. Sabrina's actually surprisingly good. I like that more than I thought I would. Especially considering how different it is from the old sort of sitcom Sabrina we had in the, was it 90s? Or was that the 2000s? Whatever the one was with Melissa Joan Hart. Yeah, the new Netflix Sabrina is just real cool. Takes a lot more cues from the dark Sabrina comics. And the girl that plays Sabrina in the Netflix series, she's real good. I forget her name. Her name's not quite as memorable as Melissa Joan Hart, but she is real good. This is an actor. Fantastically engaging to watch. The guy who plays Harvey, not so much. Completely renovated my Minecraft base, and holy crud, I have so much more space now. So much room for activities. I actually did that with my No Man's Sky base after the last stream as well. Tore down a bunch of it and rebuilt it. I mean, it's still a very similar layout to what I had, but just replaced a bunch of stuff with different options for the flooring and tiling and stuff, and made everything tile up properly together. Keenan Shipka. What? Is that the name of the actress? Doesn't sound right. Huh. Yeah, that's not a very easy name to remember, is it? She's fantastic, though. I think she's going to have quite a good career ahead of her. Also made myself a wine cellar with some of those barrels we got. That's a good idea, actually. I should make a wine cellar. Or maybe a honey cellar now that we're getting bees in the next version. It's barrels and barrels and barrels of honey. Did I not have a... Oh, I picked up the bed for some reason. Why did I do that? Maybe that's what the next version of blog can be. We'll do a Pooh Bear blog. Just fill in with honey barrels. She was in Tulloch. What's Tulloch? I don't know what Tulloch is. I feel like that's an acronym for a show I don't normally acronym in our eyes. Star Trek and My Hero Academia is still on my list, actually. Still need to get to that. Oh, Legend of Korra, right. She was Junora. Really? Cool. But yeah, My Hero is still on the list, as well as One Punch Man. It's another one of those big animes that was super popular that just sort of I never got to yet. Stop it. you what though. Watching Star Trek Next Gen while playing No Man's Sky is just a beautiful pairing. Especially if you've already seen Next Gen a bunch of times, so you don't need to pay 100% attention to it at all times, because you know the episodes. Just dual screen it, No Man's Sky on one screen, Trek on the next. Wonderful way to spend an evening. Or a week's worth of evenings in my case. I wonder if World of Warcraft is going to pair as well. Actually, that's what we can talk about. What show would pair well with World of Warcraft Classic when I'm just sort of fishing or going around and picking up a bunch of herbs or something? Legend of Korra Graces? Yeah, Legend of Korra is amazing. I don't think it's quite as good as The Last Airbender, but in some respects it's also better. This is a little more compact of a story, whereas Airbender sort of gently meandered for a while, which was beautiful. Not a strike against it, but just the experience of watching the show is a bit different. Just of pacing of it. Rising of the Shield Hero? I don't know that one. Oh, I actually do need to get back to watching Log Horizon. I'm about 3 or 4 episodes into that. But then I got distracted by other stuff, so I have to go back to Log Horizon. That would be a good pairing for World of Warcraft. Idle grind time. This is an anime about being stuck in a medieval style MMORPG for a start. Then again, I haven't seen Log Horizon before, so it requires a bit more attention, so maybe not a good pairing to watch while I play a game. Should deserve my entire attention while I watch it for the first time. Give it its proper due. Watch Hack Sign again. Or Sword Art Online, yeah. I've been meaning to rewatch that because I've only seen it once so far. Quite enjoyed it. We've talked about this before, but I don't think it deserves quite the hype it got. Because it was super hyped for a while in the anime community. Just every time I turned around I was hearing about it. And I finally got around to watching it and I was like, well, this is good, but it's not amazing. It's not astounding. Didn't have the effect on me that sort of watching Neon Genesis Evangelion for the first time had. That kind of stuff, but pretty damn good though. Second season, not so much. Sword Art Online second season was a bit of a letdown in some ways. Especially how they treated the main female character. She just became this sort of worthless damsel in distress kind of thing. It's kind of annoying. She was a badass. Yeah, let's just come back to the tree line for now and see how we feel. Yeah, I think we definitely need to go bigger. 100%. Oh shit! Oh shit! Under attack, boys! Nowhere to hide! Nice. It's much easier to do with good weapons. Where'd the other fuckers go? There he is. Come here, you. Give me your flag. Advancement made, voluntary exile. I don't remember that being an advancement. Gotta be real careful about going back into my village at this point. Don't have any milk. I'd have to go back into my village to get a bucket to get milk. Actually, I'm not even sure where the village limits are. My power just went out for a second. Oh, you just missed an exciting bit of the stream. We were just under attack by a raiding party. I think we dealt with them all. I don't think there's any more. I just heard a bow draw back, or a crossbow, I guess. I had a crossbow draw back, and I turned around to see what the noise was, and I was like, ah, they're in my face. Oh, shit. Hi. Straggler. I think we're okay. Why do you need milk? Because I need to get rid of the, need to get rid of Bad Omen. It doesn't have a timeout. If I go into my village with that, it's going to trigger a big attack. Wave after wave of those fuckers are going to come at me, and I don't really want to deal with that now. But if I have some milk, I can clear away that effect. Did no milk get rid of Bad Omen? It should do, shouldn't it? It works like a potion effect, right? Am I wrong about that? Somebody double check me on that. There's a thought. I should keep some milk in my emergency box. Oh, I have! I already thought of this. Alright, we can test it. Yep, got rid of it. Awesome. I thought of it. I should go refill my milk bucket immediately so I don't forget. That's incredibly useful. Easy there, fella. Dangerous out there. Oh. Thank you. Alright. Might as well catch some Z's. Oh, I'm also due for a break, aren't I? Sure am. Good timing all around then. Alright. I shall be back in just a couple of minutes, guys. Gonna make a fresh coffee. With the last dregs of my instant coffee. And after the stream, I'm going to go buy some real coffee, because of your kindness. Thank you, people. Coffee Fairy and everyone else who donated today so far. But, BRBs in just a couple of minutes.